Hello my dear students, welcome to computer science class. Let us continue with our chapter, that is spreadsheet. In our previous video class, we have discussed the various logical functions like and, or, not, if, nested ifs, and then other than that we have seen the functionality of trunc, mod, how to use the ampersand, and then we have discussed the financial functions. In today's video class we shall discuss about the statistical function. Okay, so by using these statistical functions we can perform the calculations with much easier as well as faster. So let us discuss one by one. The first function under the statistical function is the average. Average will return the average of its arguments. Arguments in the sense like the cell numbers. Okay, the cell numbers, you need to select the range. Suppose you have given the some 5 numbers right from A1 to A5. In the A6th cell, if you are going to write the formula is equals to average of, and then you are selecting that range right from A1 to A5, then this average function will return you the average of all its arguments. Next function we have is average A. So when we have to find out the when we have to use this function, that is average A. Average A will return the average of its arguments, wherein the arguments may contain the numbers as well as text as well as the logical values. So what is this logical value? Logical values are nothing but like true and false. True, you can write that as true, you can write it the text itself. So where if you write the text itself true, it will by default take the value as 1. If you write it as false, it will take the value by default to be as 0. So therefore, true indicates 1 and false indicates 0. So when you have such kinds of arguments, then we have to use the average A built-in function. Next we have average if. What is the use of this average if? See, you want to find out the average of certain numbers, but based upon certain condition. So based upon whatever the condition you specify, according to that, if you want to find out the average of a given numbers within a range, then we have to use the average if. Similarly, we have next is average ifs. Average ifs will help you to calculate the average, okay, within the specified range, but whenever you have more than one condition to satisfy, that time you can go for the average ifs. So these are all the different functions of average itself. So depending upon the situation, what kind of data you have, depending upon that, any one of the average functions you can use. Moving on to the next functions here, that is count. Count would help you to count the number of cells in a range that contains the number. Okay, like for example, this I think this options we have already seen in the AutoSum function, right? So suppose if you have 10 values in 10 different cells if you're having, and maybe in the 11th cell A11 you might enter the function as is equals to count of, and if you're selecting the range from right from A1 to A10, then that function would return you the answer as 10, saying that there are 10 different values in the cells. So it will count the number of cells in a range. Next we have count A. Count A is a function, okay, which will help you to count the number of cells in a range that are not empty. It will make sure that at least some values are there in your range. You cannot leave maybe A5 is an empty, right? From A1 to A10, A5 is empty, A7 is empty. So in that case, count A would not work for you. Okay, it will make sure that all the cells are having certain value into it. Next we have count F. Okay, so count F would count the number of cells in a range that meet certain condition. That means what? It will count for you, but you need to specify. If you have any condition, you need to specify that particular criteria. Based upon your criteria, it will start counting. Similarly, we have count ifs also. Whenever we have more than one condition to satisfy, based upon those conditions, you want to count the number of values, then we have to use the count ifs. Okay, let us move on to the next functions here. That is, we have rank. Rank returns the rank of a number in a list. Suppose you want to find out maybe some 10 values you have given, 10 okay, different values in different cells you have. Maybe here you want the second rank. In this particular you want to have a second rank. Then this rank function will return you the rank of a numbers in a list of numbers. So if you want first rank, specify explicitly first rank. You want second rank, you want third rank, like that. Of your choice, you can find out the rank in a given list of numbers or the arguments. Moving on to the next one is the large. Large returns the kth largest value in the data set. Kth largest value in the data sets means, like say for an example, you have a range from A1 to A10. You need to specify there, you want to find out the first largest, you specify 1, comma, you need to specify the range from A1 to A10. Okay, you want to find out the ninth largest, 9, comma, specify the array name. Like that, you can find the desired largest number in a given data set. Okay, similarly, we have the next option here as a small. What is this small? Small also would return you the kth smallest value in the data set. That means, like you want the fifth smallest, you want the second smallest, you want the first smallest. Like that, in a given range of a cell, it would help you to find out the kth smallest value in the data set. I hope this theory part is clear. Now let us see the practical part, how these functions are going to work. Students, here is an Excel function. Okay, so I had already created some tables. Okay, and then I had given some formulas here. Let us discuss one by one. Look at this. It's an average function, so it's merely just a text. Look at this formula bar. So, and these are the values. Now here at this particular cell, this is each column. Okay, so I've just reduced the window size here so that you can see the row columns out here. Okay, this is the eth column and I have applied the formula in the E8. I've applied the formula in the E8. You can see it in the name box here. See, what did I apply the formula? Is equals to average. Okay, is equals to average of, what did I pass the range? That is E3 to E7. Let me write here the formula again and show you how exactly this average will work. Is equals to average of. Okay, when you get this formula, just choose this one with an arrow keys and then click on to the tab. See, it is showing you what is the general syntax here. Number 1, comma number 2. Explicitly, you can write, that is E3, comma E4, comma E5, comma E6, comma E7. I don't want to write it explicitly. One thing is you can write it here. Otherwise, you can specify the range. How to specify the range? Select from where you would like to have the range. Right from E3 to E7. And then click on to the enter. When you click on to the enter, you get the average. Alright. So it will like 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 divided by how many we have? That is 5. Alright. So like this, we are having the average. Similarly, we have the average A. What does the average A gives you? Average A would gives you the average of its arguments, including the numbers, text and the logical values. So these are the arguments, children. Okay, when I place a cursor over here, look at this. This is a value 2. This is actually the logical value. By default, it takes the value as 1. This is a number. This is a number. Again, this is a logical value. So what did I write? Here the formula is equals to average A. If you carefully observe here my formula, average A. So this is the column, that is G column. So if you place your cursor here, it is G3. Right, and this is last range would be G7. So I wrote a formula here is equals to average A of the range I specified G3 colon up to G7. So herein I have taken, how did I get 3.8 is, that is this first value 2, true it has taken 1, as it is 6 and 10, false it has taken as 0. So when you add this and divide it by how many we have here? 5 different values, 5 arguments I have. So divided by 5 when you perform, I get the average A of this as 3.8. I hope you are understanding. Moving on to the next here is average if. What is this average if and how does it work? So look at here. I'll just scroll it. So when you look at this particular table, we have the columns like year, okay, and then month, day and value. Now I want to find out the average of this particular value column, but specifically of the year 2012. So what exactly the average if tells you? Average if tells you like it will find out the average of its argument based upon certain criteria. I'll repeat the question. I want to find out the average of this particular value of the year 2012. So don't you think that I'm specifying the condition that I want to weave the value, average value of only of 2012, wherein I have 2013, 11 as well as 10. So how do I write my formula? So I'll just click on to here. What is the formula? You just look into this. Before I write into the formula, let us see the general syntax of what is an average if. So how did I write that particular formula? Alright. So I have it here, the average if. So I'll just choose the average if over here. And when I click onto this particular tab, it shows you the syntax here. What is the syntax? First you need to specify the range of on which you want to find out the average. Okay, and then specifies your criteria, in the sense the condition, and then you specify based upon this condition its criteria. See how I am going to write is, I want to find out the average of this particular value column. No, so what I should do is I need to select this particular column. I want the average of the value column. Then comma, what is my criteria? I want the average of the year for the value for the year 2012. Specify your criteria. Correct. And then what is it is last third parameter, it is telling average range you have to give. So criteria, based upon the criteria you give the average range for this one, and then click on to the enter. The mistake is here. Once again I'll just write it again. So is equals to the average if, herein I'll take it average if, is equals to, yes, average if, the range I have to give for this is the range. Actually I should have taken the year range based upon the criteria. Previously I took it on value I have taken. So I'll take, this is my criteria, right, 2012, from where it should actually select the criteria, that is this range. So we have to take this particular range, okay, then comma, then specify your criteria, and then average range, on which column you have to find out the average. Actually here previously I had changed this column, that is the reason it was wrong. So when I click on to the enter, look at this 8.3. How did I get this 8.3 is, here is the calculation for your, so first it will find out the 2012, it has to sort it among this. So based upon my formula, within the range from E13 to E18, this is the column, this is the E column. Right from this particular E13 to E18, it will first select the year 2012. How many are there? 2 are there. And then based upon this, you are giving a selection based upon 2012 criteria. You are giving this particular column average you have to find out. So regarding 2012, what are the different values are there? 6 and 10.6. So that is 10.6 plus 6. When we do, actually we get what? 16.6. And how many years are there of 2012? That is 2. So that is 16.6 divided by 2. When you do, I'll get the average as 8.3. That is what here it is there. So average if E13 to E18, comma, specify your criteria, then specify the average range. Then based on that, you are getting the 8.3 as a average. Moving on to the next one here is average ifs when we have more than one criteria. Say I want the average of the value for the year 2012 where the month is greater than 4. Okay, I repeat the question. I want the average of the value for the year 2012 where the month is greater than 4. One thing is, condition is 2012 average value I want, plus where the even month should be greater than 4. When this is the condition, then what is the average value? Look at here the formula. The first is, we'll see the syntax here. Is equals to the average ifs we want, right? So we have it in the last option there. See here, it is telling you specify the average range first of which you want to find. I want the average range of this one, no? So I want to find out the average of this particular value column. So specify this particular value column. Then what is your first criteria? First criteria is I want 2012. So 2012, you want to select it from which column? You want to select it from the year column, and then comma, again what is my month? I should go, month range is, that is F, right from F12 to, we have it from F18. Then specify the month should be greater than or equal to 4. Now let us see the formula here. How did I write? I'll explain it. When you place a cursor over here, see here, H13 to H18, that is my average column, comma, E13 to E18. Why did I mention this particular column? Because within this particular range, I need to select my first criteria, that is 2012, comma, I have mentioned this particular range. From this, I want to select where the month is greater than 4. Okay. So when I write this particular formula, I get the average value to be as 6. I hope you are understanding. So here in how much I am getting. So what is the month one here? I want the average of the year 2012 where the month is greater than 4 I am having, isn't it? So in that case, only this particular thing will be selected. Correct, only one row will be selected. So 6 divided by 1, we got the average to be as 6 here. Alright, so moving on to the next one here, the count function. So this is the count function, wherein the first one is, the count function will find out the count, the number of cells in the given arguments. So when I place a cursor over here, see, is equals to count. Now this is M column. So the range is right from M to 2. Okay. Up to, what is this range? M7. So where did I write the formula? Is equals to M2 to M7. You see here it is coming 5. Why is it coming 5? But what if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 values are there. Then why do I get the 5 is? Observe here. This is a number. This is number, date, and this is a text. Always I said, anything which has been enclosed under double quotes will be treated as text. So count is a function that will count for the numbers as well as date. It will never count for the text. That is the reason it is showing you as 5. Alright. What if I turn into this as just a number, as give us 4. Okay. And just see, it changed its value to 6. Because count function will count for the numbers as well as date, but not for the text values. Alright. Now when you come to the count A, as we discussed already, count A function will help you to count the numbers of the cells, including even the text values as well. If you see, observe here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I got it here as 6 because it even counts for the text value, dates as well as the numbers. I hope you are understanding. Moving on to the next one is COUNTIF. COUNTIF is a function will help you to count the number of cells wherein you have at least one criteria. Now let us see what is this criteria I have applied. So here I got the count to be as 3. Now here an example table I have considered where I have a column as name, subject and the score. Okay. So I'm going to apply the formula for the count. I want to know how many students have opted the subject as a science. I want to know how many students have opted Okay, science as their subject. So don't you think I am specifying one criteria? Then we shall see how did I apply the formula here. Actually it should be count if here. So I've just changed the text here. It should be count if. When I place the cursor over here, look at the formula here. See, what is the general syntax for count if is equals to, okay, count if I need to select. When you select the count if and place the tab, see it is telling you specify the range and then followed by the criteria. So what is my criteria is to select how many subjects are there of science. So what will be my criteria? This particular column will be my criteria. That too, right from, that is n from here, right? That will be from, that is n13 to n18, right? Comma, what is my criteria you need to find out? Criteria is science, right? So type in here SCIENCE. Like this you need to provide the science. So I'll give it as uppercase here. So science. So press enter. See here it is selecting me as 3. So with this particular range, how many students have opted as subject as science? That is 1, 2 and 3. That's how I'm using the count if. Moving on to the count ifs. So count ifs is a one where we have more than one criteria. Like how many students who took the subject as science and scored less than 50%. So this is what is my condition. The one student, how many students have taken the subject to be as science as well as their score is less than 50%. Then look at the criteria, the syntax, how it is equals to, when we have it as a count ifs, when I place it here and press tab, see the first it is criteria range 1. What is my criteria range 1? First I need to get the subject to be as science. So I'll give this particular criteria range 1 right from here to here. Okay. So what is my criteria range is this one, right? So I'm just going to select this is my criteria range. And what is my first criteria? My first criteria is that is it should be science. Alright. Then what is my second criteria range would be? Second criteria range is this is wherein I should see for less than 50%. So give comma here and specify what's your criteria range here. Less than 50%. Correct? So close this and click on to the enter. When you click on to the enter, it is giving you the answer as 2. See here, first it will select the science as subject. That is how many it get. 1, 2, 3. And then this one science, you see its percentage is 78. So this will be not selected. And here it 35%. It will be selected and 48. So that's how I'm getting the answer here as 2. So count if n3 colon up to n18. Your first criteria is science. In this particular range in the oth column, that is O13 to O18, the criteria should be less than 50%. This is how the count ifs will work. Moving on to the next function here is the rank. So we have certain list of numbers wherein I have given the numbers in the random way, wherein like 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 7 I have given. So I want to find out the rank, second rank I want to find out. So how did I write it here? So what did I do is, here we have is equals to rank. First let us see the general syntax. So when I place a tab, see it is telling you which rank you want. I want the second rank, comma. Okay, specify the order, that is reference, so range. So select this particular range, comma. Okay, what? See whether you want to find out the rank either in the ascending order or the descending order. Here I am going to choose the as descending order. Alright, so when I choose the descending order by default takes the value as 0. Ascending will take by default as 1 it will take. So when I click on to the enter, see here what it is showing. That is, here I have taken the different function, rank average I have taken. So I'll take it as rank. Okay, see here 6, how did I get? See, from the descending order, this was the first rank. From the descending order, this would be my second rank. Am I right? So 2 comma, what is the column name here actually? That is E column if you are observing. And the cell number is 27 up to the range is E33. So when you click onto this, you can see rank 2 comma E27 to E33. And I want in the descending order. That's how I got it here as 6. When you look at here, I want the second rank within this particular range, but here I took it as ascending order. Likewise, ascending order, the second will be the second rank. That is what I have received here as 2. Similarly, another one formula, I want to have the fourth rank, but in the descending order. Fourth rank means definitely I'll be getting the answer to be as 4 here. I hope you are understanding the difference. So we have for ascending order, it takes the value as order as 1, and for descending it takes the value order as 0. Now moving on to the large here. So how did I write the formula here in the large? Okay, so this is a H column. The range is right from H27 to H33. Okay, when I place a cursor over here, I want to find out the largest in this particular array. This is my data set right from H27 to H33. So which largest you want? I want third largest. When I specify like this, you can see the general syntax here is equals to large. When I specify here, look at this, array comma k. Array is nothing but your list of data set. So as per this, the list of data set is this. Select it, comma, specify the first or second largest element. Let me take it. So when I click onto the enter, look at this. This is my second largest in this. The first largest is 5678 and the second largest is 1000. So here is an example where I had taken the first largest. This is an example where I had taken the second, and this is an example where I have taken the third largest. I hope you are understanding. Moving on to the next function, here is the small. Like how the similar way we have for the large function, the same way we have it for the small function. Here also like is equals to small when I have, okay, the range, what is that? The range, now this is a column, right, M. So M27 to M33. Select your range and specify which one you want the smallest. So I want the smallest, I'll take it as the, I'll take the third smallest I would like to see and click onto the enter. The first smallest is 0, right? The second smallest is 5. The next smallest is 10. So the third smallest I got it here as 10. When you click onto this, this is your first smallest when you can see the formula, right? And this is what? This is the fourth smallest, right? Fourth smallest is definitely 12 because the first was 0 and the next was 5, next was 10 and fourth is 12. So this is how we have a different kinds of statistical function. Now let us move on to our PPT wherein some of the text functions we shall discuss. So under the text functions, the first functions we are going to discuss about the concatenate and ampersand. So you can perform these inbuilt functions based upon your text. That is why these are being referred to as the text function. So the first thing is the text functions we have is concatenate. I hope all you know what is the concatenate. Concatenate would help you to join the two different strings of a text. So what is a string? String is nothing but they are the collections of the characters, you can say. Okay. Now herein let us consider the A1 cell consists of the string known as Karnataka and B1 cell consists of a string known as state. So when I perform the concatenate option, built-in function when I use it, so I should get a combiningly as one word as Karnataka state. Let us see how do we write the formula over here. See here, in the A3 I'll place a cursor and write this followed by this particular function, that is equals to concatenate. A1, that is Karnataka. A1 means Karnataka, comma, what is this double quotes I gave, and then here I gave a blank space. That means I want within two different strings, I want when it has been combined together, I want a space in between them. That is the reason you can give the double quotes or you can just A1 comma B1. If you give, you will get a complete Karnataka state without any gap here. That's it. But I don't want it in that way. I want it as blank space in between them. So double quotes, blank space I have given here, comma, specify the next second string which you want to concatenate. That is B1. So when I execute it, I get here as the Karnataka state. That is how I have to use a concatenate function. Moving on to the ampersand. How do we use an ampersand? See, one thing is you can use concatenate. Other thing is the same thing we can join the two different strings by using the ampersand. So how do I write it? Without using the built-in function, by using ampersand also you can concatenate. That is equals to A1 ampersand. As we have already discussed, this ampersand is used to adjoin your previous string, isn't it? Whether it's a formula or the string, it will try to combine that into a single word. So here in A1 ampersand double quotes, I want a blank space. To get a blank space, I have enclosed it in the double quotes and a blank space here. And then for this particular string, that is Karnataka, I need to adjoin the string what is there in the B1. So for that we need to use an ampersand. When I write this particular formula, I do also get the string as here, the combined string here as Karnataka state. Either you can use a built-in function concatenate, or you can use the ampersand symbol to adjoin the two different strings. I hope you are understanding the text function. Moving on to the next text function, that is find and search. So herein we have the find function first. This function finds one text value within another, and it's a case sensitive. That means what? It is finding out you the text within another text. That means what? I have a text here as Karnataka state. I have this particular text. So I want, within this particular text, I want to find out a text that is blank space. Here it is treating the blank space to be as a text here. So I want to find out the blank space, at what position it is. So how do I write it? Is equals to find. To, as I said, to have a blank space, we in the double quotes we have, we need to write in the double quotes and give a blank space here, comma. In which text you want to find out the blank space, you specify the cell number, that is A1. So it will return the answer as 10. Why will it return the answer as 10? If you count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. If you see, this blank space comes here for the 10th position, it returns me as 10. Clear? So the thing here is find operation, it is case sensitive. What if I had taken the here it as K, capital, here I have capital K, but here if I write it as small k, okay, and then try to find out the position of this particular text which is lowercase k, then it gives me an error because it is a case sensitive. It will match as it is, the text one, whether it's if it is uppercase, if you are giving for the search, and here also in the cell, if it is uppercase, then only it will return you its position. Moving on to the second example over here. See here, is equals to find E in the B1 cell. What does your B1 will consist of? B1 will consist of state. So when you start counting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this function will return me the answer to be as 5. I hope you are understanding. Moving on to the next one here. That is the search function. The search function also will help you to find out the one text within another text, but it is not case sensitive. Look at the example here. A1 cell is consisting of the string that is Karnataka state here. See, if you observe, I didn't give any gap here between the two different strings. So I have just concatenated without having the gap here. So here in is equals to search. Now look at here, K is in uppercase, but here what did I am searching? I have searched for, I have given the lowercase k, comma A1. Now this function would return me the value to be as 1 because it is not case sensitive. But the same thing if I had done with the find, definitely it would not return me any value, because that is not that is case sensitive, the find function. That is the only difference between the find and search. Find is a case sensitive, whereas search is not a case sensitive, but both will find the text, one text within another text. I hope you are able to understand. Let us see to the practical examples of the find and search. So here comes the text functions. So here we have the first one is concatenate and ampersand. So here in this particular cell, that is E8, this is E column, and if you see here the row is 8. So in the E8 I have taken the text to be as Karnataka. Similarly in the F8 I have a text known as state. Now here I am applying the concatenate function here. So look at here, is equals to concatenate E8, what is my first string I would like to concatenate is E8, and then followed by a blank space, and then followed by the F8. When I apply this formula as concatenate, I would get a string like concatenate straight. The same thing I can perform even with an ampersand without any built-in function. So here, and if you observe, is equals to E8 ampersand, I want a blank space here, then ampersand the F8. So that is ampersand also will concatenate the two different strings. I hope you are able to understand. Now let me show here the concatenate. Here I is equals to concatenate. So it is asking you the first text to which I have to concatenate. I'll select this one. Now I'm not going to give any blank space. So just comma, and then I'll click onto the second text what I want to concatenate, and just click onto the enter. Look at here, I didn't get any blank space between the Karnataka and state. So if you want the blank space, you need to enclose in the double quotes. I hope you are understanding. Moving on to the next function, that is find. So herein I have written the formula, that is find. I want to find a blank space within a cell known as E12. So which is this E12 cell? So here when I place a cursor here, now if you, this is E10. So when I place a cursor over here, this is E12. So within this particular string, I want to search for the word, that is the blank space I want to see. So when I place a cursor over, how do I write the formula? Is equals to find blank space, comma, within the cell number, that is E12. So it has returned me 10, because when you count it for the 10th position, I get the blank space. Now look at this one, the formula, find capital A. Okay, find capital A within E12. So you have many A's here. How did I get 2 only? See, this find will help you to find out the particular text within another. So which one A will encounter the first one, that position will be retained by the find option. So first it will encounter the A position at the second. That is the reason I got it here as 2. Now look at this one, find. Yes, lowercase yes I have given, but here I have in the uppercase yes, lowercase yes, comma, E12 it is given. So here I get a, error I get. So therefore the find is what? It is case sensitive. Okay. Now here similarly I have a search here. Now here for search I have taken I want to find search for the text within an E10 cell. So this is what is my that is E10 cell. Okay. So what I do is, I'll place a cursor over here, is equal to search. Here I have given a lowercase, but I have an uppercase, comma, E10. So it is returning me 11. I know the blank space is at 10th position. So yes is at the 11th position. I got the value as 11. Similarly, when I place a cursor here, I would like to find out the T at which position. Since this particular position, firstly it is encountering the T. So when you count, T comes at the 6th position. That's how I got the 6. So I hope these text functions examples are clear to you. So we have further still more text functions to be discussed, that we shall continue in our next video class. Thank you students. Take care of yourself.